Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the ADHD Gaming Podcast. This is going to be show number 3 for the week of March 20th, 2016. I'm here with my buddy Alex, as usual. What's up,
What's
Alex?
up? What's going on?
Yeah, so just to kind of preface this, pretty sorry about the last, couple weeks here. We've had a bunch of issues just getting people together in general. And then, I think we've all been pretty busy and stuff. And we've had some audio issues as well with we're trying this new online recording app, and we had a few issues with it. But hopefully today that doesn't happen. I've got Audacity running in the background on Alex and myself here, so if anything does happen to this audio, hopefully I've got the raw files and I can kind of piece it together if I have to. Yeah, nothing's up with that. What have you been up to, Alex?
Just playing the division, man. But we'll get to that later
Feel
on in the
that.
show. But I'm super impressed with that game. But other than that,
Cool.
picked
Awesome.
picked up a motorcycle this weekend, so I'm pretty pumped about that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see that for sure. You're coming down in the end of the month, right?
yeah.
Hell yes. So yeah, awesome. Well, let's get into the podcast news here. We're gonna start up with some Xbox news. I think there's some PlayStation stuff kind of peppered in there as well. But we're kind of breaking it down. What I'm kind of wanted to do is break everything down into Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation news sections. It's a little bit easier to keep track that way, and I can go back in and add the times of when each section starts. So if some listeners only want to come in for Nintendo news, they can see exactly where they need to scroll to in the audio to find that. So I just thought that'd be a little useful. Then obviously at the end here, at the end of the podcast here, we're gonna get into what we've been playing, stuff we want to play, the usual stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it off with Xbox news. First story up today. Pretty excited about this. Automatron trailer has hit YouTube. It was just a couple days ago that hit YouTube and Bethesda.net. That's pretty awesome. So Automatron, for those of you who don't know, is the first DLC for Fallout 4. It's coming out on March 22nd on all platforms. And essentially looks like you're going to be trying to hunt down this dude named the Mechanist, who it looks like he was really funny in the trailer. It looks like he's dressed in like a robot uniform. Like he's got like a bucket on his head or something, like a robot. I thought it was pretty funny. But anyway, there's a bunch of cool stuff in this. It's going to have like where you can build your own robots and have modifications for robots and have basically a robot partner and stuff. So pretty cool. I think it's $15 as a standalone DLC. But hopefully you bought that season pass before March 1st, because you could have gotten all of the DLC for $30 that way. Alex messed up and didn't do it.
I did not do that.
Yeah. So what do you think about this DLC though?
I'm super pumped for it. I feel like I ran through Fallout 4 just way too fast and didn't get to enjoy it as much. So I'm really pumped for this DLC. Fallout 4 is one of my favorite games. And it comes out in 2 days, so I know what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty excited. Do you have work going while that's out though?
I am, but I'm
Are you
day
off?
working this week, so
Oh, that's right. That's right. So you'll be off to play that. I think I'm probably gonna beat that in like the first day it's out. Not even gonna
dude,
lie.
I'll probably be up all night Tuesday night. Literally, it'll be ridiculous.
Yep. So that's pretty much all I got on Fallout stuff. I'll kick it over to you for the next thing, Alex.
Yeah, so cross-platform multiplayer is coming to Rocket League between Xbox and PlayStation. So this is the first time we've seen cross-platform multiplayer coming across. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I believe that there were like 1 or 2 games on 360 and PS3. My buddy at work said there was he thought there was a Final Fantasy game or something that did that. I'm not sure though. I can't confirm or deny that. But anyway, yeah. Either way, this is huge for the strides between the two systems itself. It's really cool that they're doing this. So basically, Xbox seemed to kind of come out and want to do this first. They came out just earlier this week and stuff, and they're like, hey, we'd be happy to open up our network with PlayStation if they're willing to. And a couple days later, PlayStation came back and basically was saying like, hey, yeah, I mean, if game developers design games for that purpose, up front, they're down with it. So it doesn't sound like they want to retroactively say, okay, all Call of Duties are now playable on any system, like with any players from any system. But it sounds like if a developer wants that to be the case, they can definitely do that, which is awesome. Because if you think about it, I think we're at like almost, like 30 million PlayStation 4 sold now. And I think we're like around 18 or so on the Xbox One front. So if you put those two together, we're closing in on, almost 50 million consoles
Massive
between the two.
player base. And this is just not
Exactly,
on
which,
Rocket League. Like this is just gonna expand
yeah,
to other.
yeah, and Rocket League's just kind of the front runner for that, and they're going to try it out first, which is
Right.
great. Rocket League's been a game that a lot of people online and communities online have been coming together about and really enjoying. I haven't gotten to play it really yet. I think we just bought it at work, however, so we got an Xbox there, and then I'll play that sometime this week and give a report on that in our next episode. But the thing is about this, people don't realize, like, I think this will kind of start, like, for instance, okay, when games came out like Halo 4 and whatnot, it's only on Xbox. Now I'm not saying Halo's going to go, multi-platform or anything, but let's say you've got a user base that they play the crap out of the game for like 3 months or whatever, and then it kind of starts dying out. If you like more than double the user base out there, the longevity of these games is going to go through the roof. I mean, like, if
Oh yeah,
Alex, we play Battlefield
definitely.
4 all the time. Yeah, we
Right.
play Battlefield 4 all the
Battlefield
time, and
4.
there's,
When did that come
yeah,
out? Like 2012,
20,
13.
2013, I
Okay.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years down the road, and I'm still playing Battlefield 4. Like, yeah, these games are gonna like. You're right about the longevity. They're gonna. I mean, we're gonna be playing like Battlefield 5 for
Yeah.
5-6 years. So like,
Exactly. If they do something like the like the cross platform, because not only will there be, like, for instance, there's like maybe 12 or so good servers that I want to play on Battlefield 4 at any point in time now.
right,
If you think about doubling the user base or more than doubling it, you would
doubling
have,
the amount of
more than
servers.
24 of servers that I would actually want to play.
Yeah.
Which is just great for keeping games around a long time and getting people's money out of the games they want to play. So that's another great, kind of part of that.
Now,
Pretty cool.
with a more user base and more servers and stuff like that comes more issues. So I mean, it's gonna be trial and error for a long time, before it gets worked out, in my
Mhm.
opinion. So, um, but anyway, I'm super stoked to see how it to how it um, works out for Rocket League. I think,
Yeah.
like the competitive base, like for all you like MLG players, it's gonna
Mhm.
open up a whole new world for you guys as well. So I'm super pumped to see how that's gonna turn out. But anyway, yeah. So Rocket League is coming to Xbox One and PC. Wait, hold on. Cross network play working on Xbox One and PC later this spring. So
Yep. Awesome. Cool.
expect
So
that.
next up is going to be Axiom Verge, is coming to Xbox One and Wii U later this year. So Axiom Verge, for those of you who don't know, is a game came out on PC. It's kind of a Metroidvania style, SNES style game. It got a lot of awards when it came out, and I listened to this podcast called Nintendo World Report. They're really cool guys over there. I recommend you all check them out. But anyway, they love this game for sure. I think it was in their top 5 or whatever on almost all the host podcast host lists for, I forgot what year it was, 2014 maybe or so. But anyway, yeah, they got really good reviews and whatnot, and it was really popular. So that's just, it's just it's coming later this year. I don't think there was a specific date attached with that. That's all I got on that. I'll toss it back over to you for the next pretty large piece of news, actually, for
Yeah,
Xbox
yeah,
guys at
this
least.
is big. So Lionhead Studios, which is the developer of the Fable series, is closing, which is
Yeah.
crazy. I don't understand that, but so that's. I mean, I never played much Fable. This doesn't really affect me much, but I mean, for all you
Hmm.
guys that are huge Fable fans out there, this is a huge letdown.
Yeah, for sure. Fable is one of, it's bad. This isn't good in my mind. Either way you spin it, because there's one way of looking at it where people are like, "Oh no, this could be good," and it's, them trying to trim the fat off of the first party developers for Xbox One. We've got like we got Gears of War, we got Halo. I mean, I guess you can consider Tomb Raider kind of first party since we get exclusivity on that. There's we have Forza, stuff like that. Fable is one of those. staple franchises for Xbox, and it has been since 360, and then late Xbox as well. So this, I don't know. Phil Spencer's really been pushing first party titles very hard recently, and it's hard to do that when you're getting rid of studios that are developing first party titles. Not only has he been pushing first party titles, but he's been pushing Fable Legends, which is the Fable game that Lionhead Studios has been working on. He's been pushing that game specifically for a couple of years now. They just announced at E3 last year there's going to be cross-platform play between Xbox One and PC on that. So if I was on PC, Alex, I could be playing with you while you're on your Xbox One.
Right.
And that game's completely scrapped now, which does not bode well for the Xbox first-party name, but also them trying to showcase new abilities such as that cross-play between PC and Xbox One.
Right.
Yeah,
yep, I agree.
That's all I really got on that one, though.
I don't really have much on that one either. Like I said, I'm not a huge Fable player. Don't know much about it, but I'll admit to that.
Yeah, for sure. So coming up next, we got Gears of War 4 campaign to run at 1080p and 30 frames per second. Multiplayer will run at 30 frames per second. I'm happy
60.
multiplayer's at the. I'm sorry. Yeah, what did I say?
You said 30, but it's all good.
My bad. Multiplayer will run at 60 frames per second, which is good. You want multiplayer to be as smooth as possible. I always find it odd when there's a difference between campaign and multiplayer, though, because when you play the multiplayer, you get a very different feel from the campaign.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll be surprised. Like, I guarantee you players of this will realize that. I don't understand. I mean, like, look, I get like 1080p, 60 frames per second. It's like, it's hard to, make games that can support that, but this is next gen. Like, I feel like we should be there already. And there are games that can do it. Like for instance, Halo's 1080p, 60 FPS. So I don't know. All of the Call of Duties are always 60 FPS, 1080p. I don't know. I feel like we should be there, honestly, especially for first party titles. Let's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
It's not a huge deal to me. Like, I don't look at that and like, oh, I'm not buying that game or something. Like, I never say that.
Right.
But yeah. So, and it's just a little interesting piece of news. In other gaming news, though, Bethesda hiring for bleeding edge of RPG development. Now that's quote bleeding edge of RPG development end quote. This screams. Gosh, look, I know that there's a bunch of bleeding edge, RPGs that Bethesda makes that could have the words bleeding edge attached to it, but this really screams Elder Scrolls to me. Not Elder Scrolls Online, like Elder Scrolls 6, whatever that's going to be.
Right.
Which I don't know. So what, Alex? You really like the gunplay on Fallout 4, right?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, the gunplay is fantastic on Fallout 4. That's one of the best. That's honestly probably the best improvement in my mind from any of the other Fallout games. I absolutely love it. Doesn't feel loose. It feels extremely tight, and it just feels, the first party, the aiming down sights is just very smooth. Everything about it is very smooth.
I agree.
Oh, excuse me.
You good?
Had a sneeze right there. Yep.
Nice mute.
Yeah, I got it. That would have been loud. Anyway, so what I'm kind of thinking about what this means is, anyway, back to my point there about Fallout 4's mechanics on shooting. That was not Bethesda. They brought in, I forgot his name, but they brought in the lead on the gameplay for Bungie.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, who did Halo and Destiny, which are obviously fantastic shooters. Everybody loves the shooting mechanics on those games, but they brought him in for it. I think the game mechanics on it are pretty good. Like the movement.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. The game itself, yeah. But I mean, like bringing up your gun and shooting your guns, like I thought it was pretty good.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So anyway, what they did for Fallout 4 is they brought on another guy, which I'm completely happy with. It's like they realized that, hey, maybe we're not really good at the mechanics for the actual movement on these games. Maybe we should bring in someone else. And the mechanics are fantastic now. I don't think anyone's going to argue that they would rather have Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas mechanics over Fallout 4 mechanics in terms of movement, of body movement, and gunplay mechanics. I think that's what this RPG, bleeding edge of RPG development hire is going to be for. I don't know where they would bring in another candidate to help the gameplay out on an Elder Scrolls game. I really don't. I don't know what. I don't really play a whole lot of RPGs besides Elder Scrolls and Fallout, so I don't know where you can improve upon it. But I think that's what this is going to be. What do you think, Alex?
I mean, I kind of agree with what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, I love Fallout. I mean, with the whole like, I mean, the shooting mechanics are fantastic. So I mean, like, I agree with you. I agree with you. But anyway, so
Cool.
moving on to the division. Um, oh my gosh, guys, can't even like explain to you how awesome this game is. But at first, I had mixed thoughts on it. For I picked it up, started playing it, and was like,
Save it for the
fair enough,
gameplay.
fair enough, fair enough. So I'll talk about it at the end of the show. But anyway, so the division release last week broke lots of records.
Mhm.
For sales records as far as Ubisoft. So I didn't think this game was gonna like, I didn't quite believe all the hype like that people were giving it. But it's obviously led up to that because in the first 24 hours, Ubisoft says the new game has sold more copies than any other game in its 30-year history. So that's like, Assassin's Creed. I'm pretty sure Ubisoft runs Uncharted too as well. Is that correct? Maybe.
What was it?
Does Ubisoft run Uncharted? I forgot.
No, that's
Okay.
Naughty Dog.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, like Assassin's Creed is a huge game, and it already blew Assassin's Creed sales out of the water. So I mean, as far as like the rut that Ubisoft was in for a while, this is a huge achievement for them. So yeah. Anyway,
Cool.
so I mean, there are still like a few bugs in the game, though. I know one big bug that everybody's talking about is in the beginning of the game when you go to activate your character. Those who have played this already know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, that's fine. So when you start off in the game, you have to kind of create your character a little bit, and you have to go to your base of operations. And once you get there, basically, that's kind of like you're settled into the game. You're ready to start your journey now. So a
Mhm.
lot of people are running into a bug that prevents them from progressing. Like it just like I guess freezes. I didn't run into this. I don't really know how to explain it, but I guess like people are saying um, it's not loading correctly. I guess, and it's not allowing people to start up the next mission or really get going. So
Mhm.
and because the game doesn't have load saves or anything or auto saves because it's completely done online, there's no way to get around this. So uh, it's not like in Fallout or anything like that where you can just load a previous save and any loading issue will be fixed. So that's kind
Mhm.
of a bummer. I know Eric picked it up the other day, ran into a few
Yeah.
frustrating
Trust me,
issues.
we'll get there. We'll get there, Alex.
But
Trust me.
so I mean, bear with the game, guys. Like it's definitely got some bugs that needs to be worked out. But if you get into it, like I said at first, and I'll talk about it later. But if you get into it, it's way worth it. If you guys are running into this bug that's preventing people from progressing, there's lots of videos on YouTube on how to kind of troubleshoot that a little bit. So I hope it works out for you because it is a good game and I want to see everybody enjoy it. I want to see it go
Mhm.
big. Um, but upon that, you got Mirror's Edge Catalyst coming May 24th. So this is an EA game. So this is
Mm.
coming out this upcoming week. And for those of you who don't know, Mirror's Edge is originally started on PC and kind of transformed over to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. But it is a free running kind of like fighting game. Um, so you're basically it's a really it's really good art. The game's got really good art. It's really pretty and so it's really modern. So there's no guns or anything. It's just like fluid movement and combat that you're going to be fighting or that you're going
Mhm.
to be using. Um, so I mean, it's like free running and stuff. I watched the trailer. I really didn't understand the story too well, but honestly, I was looking at the girl the whole time. It's got a pretty hot Asian that plays in the main character. She's got some tats that are pretty sexy. But anyway, so if
You
you
creepy
guys,
ass motherfucker.
pretty much, um, but yeah, if you guys want to check that out, that's coming out this week. Definitely look up some videos on that because I it caught my attention. But yeah, so
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I played the first one a little bit. I probably put like 3 or 4 hours in it. I think it's a really short game though. I think if I would have played a couple of more hours, I probably would have beat it. Um, I want to say it's coming in backwards compatibility if it's not already here. But yeah, that game's really cool. And the great thing about that game came out in like 2007, but the art direction is very similar to how this game Mirror's Edge Catalyst is looking. So it aged super well. Like you can pick that game up now and it still looks like fantastic. So I definitely recommend checking it out. It's one of the most fluid game mechanics I've ever felt in any video game. The story's
that's kind of what I
nothing
got out of
crazy
watching the
cool.
video.
The story's nothing like crazy cool or anything. I mean, it seems like but I mean, just the mechanics itself. It's basically like you're kind of parkouring while like
Parkouring, that
hitting
was the word I
and
was looking
stuff.
for.
Yeah, it's like kind of like parkour, like punching and stuff. There's no like gun mechanics really, from what I've seen. Um, but it looks really really fun for sure. Moving on from that, we've got Doom closed beta coming up, and that is coming up the end of March here through like April 1st, I believe. But anyway, this is pretty interesting. So if you pre-ordered Wolfenstein: The New Order back in like 2013 or whatever, and you had to pre-order it, not if you just bought it back then, you had to pre-order it, you got a code to get into this beta. Literally ever since that was announced that you get the you get the beta, the closed beta for Doom, nobody ever heard about Doom for like 2 years
So wait,
until
when did
like just
Wolfenstein come
recently.
out? That was like back when the Xbox released, right? Like pretty much.
I will look it up. Let's see,
It's around the same
Wolfenstein.
time. Like
Yeah, it was around release.
that's
Let's see here.
insane.
Oh no, yeah, my bad. It was May 20th, 2014. So that's still early 2014. So that's literally about 2 years from today. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
It's about 2 years ago. We haven't heard anything about this game since then. So this is your chance, guys. All 10 of you who pre-ordered Wolfenstein: The New Order, you guys get the closed beta. Um, no, but for real, I don't know how many people. I think that game sold actually all right. But the thing is, I don't know how many people actually pre-ordered Wolfenstein: The New Order. And then out of those people who did pre-order, how many of them are going to remember to go check their Doom beta codes now? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with that. But I'm sure an open beta will be coming up, shortly after that. So I'm not too worried about it. And when the open beta comes, I will check that out. There's a there is a like minute and a half long multiplayer trailer for that game for the multiplayer trailer for Doom closed beta though. I recommend you go check it out, everybody. It's pretty cool. The game mechanics look super fluid. I want to say I talked to some guy, or I was on some forums with some guy who played it like a conference, and he said it was like some of the fastest gameplay. He said it makes Halo 5 feel like molasses,
Really?
which is crazy considering how fast Halo 5 is.
Right, right.
So, that could be really cool. Could be really annoying. I'm a big Battlefield guy, as I'm sure everybody knows if they listen to the show more than 10 minutes. So I kind of like slowing down and getting in big areas and not doing the super fasting anymore. When I was younger, I was like 14 or whatever. I used to, Call of Duty. Yeah, give me Mountain Dew and Doritos. Give that gamer fuel and let's just go kill a bunch of things and do it really fast and respawn immediately.
Yeah,
And I mean,
Dash.
now I've slowed it down. Yeah, our buddy Dash, who was on last episode, I'm
That's
sure
all he
you guys
does is
realize
play
he's still
Call
a
of Duty.
14-year-old.
Yeah, complete 14-year-old.
Yeah.
But hey, nothing against
Yeah.
if you're 25 and playing Call of Duty. I mean, we're just saying.
No, for sure. No. No, I'm just saying the way he acts
Yeah,
is very annoying.
yeah. But anyway, moving on from that. So Destiny Spring update was detailed. So I'm pretty excited for this. I used to be a huge Destiny player, but now I'm not really anymore. I kind of got out of it. But for those of you who are still pretty in depth into Destiny, because there is a lot of there's still a lot of things to do on Destiny. Like I think like I saw on Gold this month they're throwing out the Taken King for like $20 off, so which is pretty awesome. But anyway, so this April update is coming out April 12th. It's going to include new PVE challenges, updated gear, increased rewards, and a new quest featuring the Blighted Chalice Strike. Like I said, I stopped playing Destiny a while ago, so I'm not really too familiar with that. But also, Bungie intends to update both Sandbox and Crucible. So
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty cool. Players who have purchased the Destiny Taken King will receive the update for free, but it's
Mm-hmm.
unclear what those without the expansion are going to pay. So I don't know if it'll be free for them as well. Um,
I doubt it.
yeah, probably not. But anyway, so yeah, anyway, Destiny April update. That's gonna be pretty cool. That's actually pretty big. It's actually pretty big
Mm-hmm.
for just an.
Cool. Awesome. Um,
Also, Star Wars Battlefront Outer Rim DLC is coming as well.
yeah.
So that's gonna be released this upcoming week, I believe. Is that right? Yep, March. So that'll be
March 22nd. It's actually
22nd.
the same as Automatron. So
Oh my God! So
yes,
guys,
lots of DLC coming
you
out.
got an ultimatum. Uh, not really. At least not for me. Anyway,
I'll be playing Fallout. I don't really care. I mean, I like Star Wars Battlefront, but Fallout's my
hey,
game.
you
So
only like Battlefront because you got it for free because of me.
that's true. That's true. It's very nice of you. But yeah, I don't know if I would have paid for that myself though. It is on sale for like $30 or something on Best Buy right now. But hey, that's besides the point.
Yeah. So if you guys didn't pick up the season pass, I think this is gonna go for $16,
15.
$15.
15.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna have a lot of new stuff. It's gonna have a few new maps. You can play on um, the Sullust map, which I believe is where Anakin and Obi-Wan had their big fight in the third Star Wars movie. So that'll be
Cool.
pretty cool to play as that. You can fight through Jabba's throne room and sail barge garage on Tatooine as well. So that's gonna be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there are going to be a couple new blasters. You're going to have the new Relby V10 rifle and the DT12 blaster pistol. Um, Also, going to have the scatter gun and Deoxys grenade and adrenaline stem star cards. So those are three new star cards that you're going to be able to pick up as well. Uh, Adding on to that, you're going to have two new characters. You're going to be Greedo and Nia Num, which I honestly don't know who Nia Nun is. Do you know who that is? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. God, I wanted to say he was like wasn't he one of the pilots, X-wing pilots? How do you spell
Oh
that?
yeah, yeah. You're right. I totally forgot. I should be ashamed. Kind of have usually
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah, he was an X-wing
Yep,
pilot.
you're
Yeah,
right. You're right. So yeah, that'd be pretty
from
cool.
Return of the Jedi.
And also, there's gonna be a new game mode called Extraction, which is from reading about it, I kind of got like a search and destroy feel from like Call of Duty. So
Mm-hmm.
like it says here, rebel forces have entered some of the most dangerous places in the Outer Rim. So you're gonna have to extract a valuable shipment of resources and basically bring the shipment back to your transport ship. But um, I think that okay. So if you're the rebels, you have to bring it back to your transport ship. If you're the Empire, all you have to do is stop them from reaching the extraction point. So
Mm-hmm.
that'll be pretty cool. I don't know. I'm a huge Battlefront fan. I picked it up a couple months ago. Um, put about maybe 10 or 12 hours into it, and I really like it so far. It's really good co-op mode. Really good gaming because I mean it's made by Dice, which is creators Battlefield, so I'm always gonna love that. so
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that'll be exciting to see how that comes out. Dude, I'm honestly I'm gonna have to do some balancing on my checkbook this week because I got Automachon and Battlefront coming and a few others. So, it's
Dude,
gonna be
honestly, what I would do is I would because this is our first big DLC for Battlefront, right?
yeah.
So I would wait for Battlefront to come out and just like see like how it gets reviews and stuff. If it gets fantastic reviews, grab the season pass because that means that probably if this is super high quality, that the rest of the DLCs will be pretty good quality. But I'm gonna go ahead and say off the bat, if you're even considering playing that Fallout 4 DLC, get the season pass. I know it's $50 now, but dude, it's like there. I mean, we talked about it last episode. All the DLC coming to Fallout 4, it looks like it's gonna be worth the money for sure. Or just I mean, I can play it and you can see reviews of it, and I'll tell you if it's worth it or not. If it is, grab the season pass at that point. If it's not, then wait for the season pass to go on sale.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. You're right. You're right. I'll probably end up doing that. So, um,
For sure. Cool.
cool.
So coming up next is this one I've got some stuff to say about. So Phil Spencer wants the Xbox One to be an upgradable piece of hardware similar to a PC. This isn't like official news. I mean, yeah, Phil Spencer said it on like his Twitter or whatever, but it's not like Xbox came out and was like, upgrade your hardware now. And like it's just kind of a pipe dream, it seems, and I hope it stays that way, and I'll go into that right now. So when you all look over at your Xbox One,
Yeah, I'm laughing
when you
because me
look
and Eric had a huge discussion about this the other day. So,
Yeah, when y'all look over your Xbox One, what do you see? Do you see a box full of, or a dark hole of cash where you're gonna consistently upgrade parts in there? No,
AKA
you see a
graphics
box that's
cards.
yeah, you see a box that when you look over there, you're gonna say, hey, for the next 8 years or so, I'm gonna be able to play every game I want with all my buddies who have the same system, right? So the thing is, when you start saying you want upgradable pieces of hardware similar to a PC, you no longer have a gaming console. You have a PC with limited functionality, essentially. Um, I mean, so when you start doing this with upgradable parts, you're like, let's be real. The biggest thing that you're probably going to want to upgrade is a graphics card or something, right? Or adding more RAM, whatever's going to help your games run smoother and run games at higher frames per second. Not only does this create a gap gameplay wise, where some guys running at 60 FPS when others run at 30, 60 FPS guys got a little bit of an advantage. Also, it might just straight up make gaps in what games will be available to which players altogether. Now, let's say in 5 years or so, let's say today they started making the upgrade Xbox One upgradable, right? In 5 years or so, let's say 72% of the population of Xbox One owners has upgraded to the better graphics card, which runs games at better rates. Um, Developers aren't going to want to start optimizing for the other 28% at that point. They're going to be, hey, we got 72% of, let's say there's 30 million consoles out at that time, 30, 40 million. Gosh, 72%, that's like 30 million people, guys. Why do we need to cater and put research and development money and time into the other 28% here? They won't. They won't. They're gonna make money off the higher end versions, and those are going to be the ones that they're going to want to showcase too, because they're not going to want to show a lesser version of a game like that.
Right.
We're already getting bottlenecked on games because they're still developing for Xbox 360 generation, our last generation. So if I mean, like, just the Assassin's Creeds up until just like a couple of them ago were made alongside the Xbox 360 ones, and they showed. Um, so I don't know. I don't like how that could create a potential user base gap, and I really think it would. Also, it's just like, okay, if I'm paying $400 for a base Xbox One, and then I gotta sink another 300 or so into getting the parts I want over time. I'm
Mhm.
sitting at close to $700. Why didn't I just invest that money into a PC build where I can use it as a personal computer, with internet and programs and stuff, and use it for gaming? I mean, we already have the Xbox app on the PC on Windows 10. I could just easily join a party on there, play games with my buddies on there,
Right.
and never even have to use an Xbox anymore. And working with Microsoft right now, I really do believe Xbox is like a strong pillar that we need to keep around. I love Xbox.
Well,
It's
yeah, because it's
Xbox,
practical.
Windows.
It's like
Mhm.
comforting and it's easy. Like, because
Yeah, you look over at that thing, and I've said it before. You look over at that system over there, and that's a game. That's a system where you're gonna come home. You're gonna watch some movies on it. You're gonna have fun with that system. Some people, they come home and look at their PC and they're like, yeah, I mean, I can have fun. I can search Reddit, play some games on there, but also I've got all my work and stuff on here as well. That is just strictly fun machine over there.
right.
And yeah, I just think it's a little. I don't know. It's a little forward of Mr. Spencer in my mind. All respect, with all due respect for Phil though. He's a really, I mean, he's done so many great things for not only just Xbox but console gaming in general. So I really do respect the guy. I think he really turned around everything on Xbox One because I mean you can't deny that we had a rough track starting up with Xbox One. So he
Right.
really turned things around. And he's been getting a lot of flack and stuff in the news recently. I know he's under a lot of pressure right now. Um, but yeah, I don't agree with what he said there, just personally. Um, However, I'm sure whatever happens, he'll make the right decision. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on that.
Definitely. Um, so yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. It's just a hole you're going to be throwing money into. But I
Mhm,
also think like if they do, I can see them, and I'm not saying it's going to happen because I don't know, but I can see them creating like two consoles, like one being like, hey, this Xbox One is going to be upgradable, and this Xbox One is going to be, just your base practical model with
mhm,
non-upgradable hardware that so, and it's also going to be like what you're saying about like competing with friends. Like I don't want to be playing with Dash or like you, and you guys have total better engineering in your Xbox than I do, and I can't hang. You know
mhm,
what I'm saying? Unless I want to throw money into it, which I really don't.
mhm.
So it is nice to pay like a one-time flat fee of like $350, which is actually on sale right now.
It's
But
on sale for yeah, starting $299 right now.
yeah,
For it's $50 off at every Xbox right now, which is pretty sweet.
yeah, but so yeah, paying like the 299 and then having that investment for the next 6 7 years or
Mhm,
whenever the next, maybe not 6 7 years, that was a little drastic, but like 4 to 5 years, uh so instead of having, I mean, most guys who rebuild or are into computer gaming or upgrading their hardware once a year.
mhm,
So
mhm.
and it just be cool to like everybody be on the same level. So I I I I think it would be. I think it's a cool idea. For PC guys, because they're gonna love that kind of stuff. But for us Xbox only fellas, not really catering too much to us.
Mhm. I agree. Um, I mean, and also like think about it, like a big user base of consoles, um, are younger kids, and if I was 12 or 14 or whatever, and I just got my cool Xbox, saved up a ton of money for it, and at the time it was a ton of money, and and you got one as well, and let's say you ended up, your parents or your grandparents got you the new graphics card or whatever. I just having spent all my money on the system itself, and now I can't play certain games with you, or obviously, you just have games that look a lot better than I do. That's like really disappointing, man, especially for younger audiences. It's super disappointing. And I don't know, and it kind of turns people off the idea of the Xbox is a fun device. It's more of a competition between friends at that point. Who's got the best Xbox? So yeah, I think we said enough on that though.
Yeah, yeah,
But for sure, interesting stuff.
definitely. Okay, moving on from that. So Final Fantasy XV's release, which I believe is 15.
15.
So Final Fantasy 15's release date may have been revealed. So it's been rumored that it's going to be released this year, September 30th,
Mhm.
2016. Which I don't know how you can give an exact date. I mean, hey, if they can hold themselves to that, that's awesome.
They usually do
Yeah,
an exact date on that.
that's true. That's
They
true.
usually do.
So yeah, for all you Final Fantasy fans out there, that should be coming out at the end of this year. Um,
Mhm.
I don't really have much to
Cool.
say on that.
Yeah,
I'm not a
I
huge Final
I
Fantasy
really don't have
player.
like pretty much. I don't have anything to say on it. I don't really care. Honestly,
Yeah, yeah, I
I
don't
will.
either.
I can just tell you right now, I won't be picking that game up. But there is a huge amount of Final Fantasy players out there still, so
Right.
it's definitely no disrespect to you all. I mean, you guys. I mean, everybody has their own games to play, So all more power to you. Moving on from that, we got Obsidian Entertainment's new RPG Tyranny. Um, Obsidian Entertainment is the developer who took over the Fallout New Vegas project. Bethesda kind of handed it off to them. They did a fantastic job with New Vegas. It's widely regarded as, with many circles, as better than Fallout 3 was. So obviously they know how to hold their own and design their own great RPGs. Tyranny is their first, or not, I shouldn't say their first. It's their new RPG from in house. So they're not partnering with anyone on this. This is their game. Not a whole lot of details as to what kind of RPG this is going to be. but it's cool to see that they're gonna try their own stuff out, and that's I believe that's set for. Or was there a release given on that, Alex? Or is it later this year?
For Final
I didn't
Fantasy,
see.
or
No,
sorry,
for Tyranny.
City. My bad, my bad. No. Well, no, it
Mm,
was just rumored. I don't really think
yeah.
it's a
Okay.
release date.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's definitely been announced as it's Tyranny and it's a new RPG, but no official release dates or anything like that yet.
Right.
Um, cool
There
stuff
is
for
a
sure.
teaser trailer out for it though, so
Oh,
that'll be
awesome for
cool to
sure. I'll have
maybe
to
check
check
that
that
out.
out actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Neat. So Cortana for Xbox One is coming along great. Quote, and that's quote coming along great. End quote. No word on release date. So Major Nelson, I believe, came out and said this on Twitter. Um, so when new Xbox One experience came out, which is basically Windows 10 for Xbox One, there are some people who found Cortana in the settings kind of for it, and ever since then it's been taken off. So I guess they've been doing more in-house testing with it. This is kind of a big deal in my mind. So with Windows 10, we've been trying to get out there that we want a universal experience. We got Windows 10 running on Windows mobile phones. We got Windows 10 mobile. We've got Windows 10 obviously on PC, so full Windows 10 OS. And then the new Xbox One experience, like I said, is running Windows 10 as well. So with Cortana having that running between all devices, if you're signing the same Microsoft account, essentially what this says in my mind is if you set like a reminder in Cortana's notebook to go get the eggs or something, or create a list of something, or you have to do something at a certain time, it'll remind you essentially, which is really cool. Like I know Cortana reminds me, it kind of memorizes like my driving patterns and whatnot, and like if it'll tell me before I leave, like it'll know like right before I'm about to leave work, hey, traffic's bad on this expressway today, take this way instead or something, or hey, if you want to get home by 6 o'clock or 6:30, you need to leave in within the next 2 minutes or so. It's really cool. So it'd be awesome if I've got to go to a buddy's house and I've got that in my Cortana notebook and I'm playing some Xbox and it comes up like, hey, you should leave now, or I could reply to a text through Cortana. Like all my texts would pop up on screen while I'm playing. So my phone's charging. I'd see all that. It'd be really great to be able to have Cortana integration throughout all my devices.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean
cool.
that's what I plan to do once hopefully the Surface Phone comes out, but I don't know if
I would love for a
that
Surface Phone. That'd be
that'd
awesome.
be
I
sick.
don't have any inside information for anyone wondering. No, I have no idea. I'm a huge Surface guy. Like I love Surface and I love Windows Phone actually. So I don't know. There's tons of rumors out there for Surface Phone. I would love for that to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
If a Surface Phone comes out though, Alex, you have to get it
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
for sure.
I've been an iPhone guy like my whole life, but I will drop
Hmm.
everything to go to that. So
That'd be awesome.
cool.
All right, cool. So coming up next, we got Gears of War 4 multiplayer beta on April 18th. So, kind of going off what we talked about earlier, multiplayer is supposed to run at 60 FPS, 1080p, but multiplayer beta itself will start on the 18th. Pretty cool stuff. Not a whole lot to go on about that. Just be prepared for that. Obviously, we'll have a couple of podcasts before that launches, so we'll get more and more details on that as it comes in.
Definitely, definitely. Um, so I thought this was hilarious, but I don't know if you guys a couple years ago remember when GTA 5 came out and the Lindsay Lohan lawsuit was kind
Hmm.
of going into the mix. Well, that is now that they're now pushing for that. That's now going to Supreme Court, I think.
Supreme
Yeah,
Court, I believe. Yeah, I
yeah.
think Lindsay Lohan got it to Supreme Court.
So that's insane. So yeah, what this is for those of you who don't know, who like Lindsay Lohan thought that GTA 5 was kind of like one of the cop
Using her
yeah,
image.
using her image for one of the players. Her name was Lacey Jones. You'll see her. She wears the red bikini. She's the hot blonde who wears the red bikini in the opening loading screens of the GTA 5 games. So yeah, they're saying Lindsay Lohan's trying to say that they copied her image off of that. There's a few missions within GTA 5 that you play with to kind of help Lacey Jones out with like the paparazzi and stuff like that, and a few
Hmm.
other types of things like that. So I don't know. I just think it's Lindsay Lohan trying to look for money, because I mean, let's say I mean
Yeah,
she's suing
I think she's probably
she's
yeah.
suing
Go ahead.
Rockstar and Take Two Games, which are two like huge developing gaming companies that have billions of dollars to throw around, And so
Yeah.
it'd be nothing for what you were saying the other day. For them to drop $1 million
Mhm.
in Lindsay Lohan's pocket and make this all go away. So
Yeah, for real. I mean, think about it. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 sold like over 50 million copies. It's like I think it's like a most sold game of all time now. Um, that game just made absolute ridiculous amounts of money. I think it made $1 billion in its first like week or so being released, which is
yeah.
insane.
But the thing about
So
like
like for
games
them
like
to do
that
it,
is
yeah,
like they have to expect making that amount of like making that profit so they can account for lawsuits like within the game. Because I mean I know like people have sued GTA 5
probably.
all the time for random stuff. You remember that women's rights activist group that tried to sue
Oh,
GTA 5? Did
God,
you hear about that?
no.
Dude, oh my god. So apparently they tried to say like domestic violence was like like
Oh yeah, I
like
did hear
an
about that.
occurring thing in GTA 5 and was hurtful because you can walk down the street and knock women out and curb stomp their
Yeah,
faces and
I
like
think, which is true, but I mean, you can do that to any sex or race in there. So I didn't understand
right,
their
right. So
thing on
I
there. I
don't
mean, if
know.
it was
There's
just women, yeah, that would be woman beater 2014, and it was entitled that. Like, yeah, that'd probably not be a good title, and I'm sure that wouldn't have gotten approved by ESRB. But
right. Yeah.
honestly, I think sometimes it's just for publicity. Like, that's a small group of women's rights, and they're coming after like the biggest video game of all time. Like, yeah, I mean that's publicity stunt in my mind.
That's true.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I totally think that this is going to be settled out of court. Honestly, I think either that or if Grand Theft Auto thinks, oh yeah, we're going to destroy this case, and yeah, they're going to take it to the court and it'll go through. Because honestly, I think it's pretty good publicity for them too. Um,
Yeah, most
I
definitely. I
mean,
mean,
you
not
hear
like
the
they
old
need
saying,
it, but
any publicity is good publicity, whether it's bad or good. So,
that's true.
um, so yeah, interesting stuff for sure. You ready to move on from there though? Hello.
Oh, sorry. All right, Mike is muted
Oh,
for a hot
yeah,
second.
okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. So coming up next is the new Dusk Shadow and Copper Shadow Xbox One controllers. These are up for pre-order on MicrosoftStore.com. Go check it out. They're $70. They look fantastic. They're kind of a matte finish. One's copper, and it starts like copperish on the top and fades into black towards the bottom of the handle grips. And the other one is blue. The Dusk Shadow is blue, and it starts like kind of like the Agent Lock blue, and it fades down
Like
to
a
a
what?
black. Same thing on the controllers. Looks really cool. I kind of hope I haven't seen the back of them yet. I kind of hope they have the grip of the Lunar White controllers and the Forza controller, which would be awesome. But yeah, they look really smooth. I really love the touch where kind of like the Lunar White controller, they have basically like the colors of the ABXY buttons in between the ABXY buttons,
Yes,
like
that's super
right
cool.
above like which one should be which. And I just think that looks really cool and looks really professional.
Mhm.
I think the Xbox One is just such a fantastic controller. The vibration like feedback and the triggers and whatnot,
Yep.
just it feels so good to play with that controller. Have you gone? You've got to try an Xbox 360 controller out again,
I
Alex.
know,
It
I
just
know.
feels so like
I
clunky
actually
and
did
like
pick up
not
one the
accurate.
other day at my buddy's house, and I was like,
Yeah.
"What is it?" Like, it felt so awkward to hold. Like,
It
yeah.
does. Yeah. And the analog sticks don't feel
Right,
smooth at
right.
all. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how I played so well with those back in the day, but I feel like every generation they get better, except for GameCube. Those are the best damn
Oh my
controllers
gosh.
I've ever played in my
GameCube
life,
did
dude.
have the absolute best controller. I remember that. You could play for
Oh my
hours on the
god.
controller, and your hand would not hurt. You'd be super
It's
comfortable.
the most ergonomic thing
Right. I mean,
ever.
you'd be sweaty because it was all plastic, but still, um,
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
it was cool though. Question for these. Okay, so you know that
Mhm.
what's you got that Halo 5 controller that you got for Christmas a while ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know the grips.
Yeah, just a couple months ago.
Yeah, like on
Yeah.
the grips on the back of that controller that you have for yours. Are those going to be on these?
Honestly, I don't have grips on the back of my controller. That's the thing.
Uh,
The only ones that have grips right now are the Lunar White one, which was like from like basically the Apollo like astronauts. Like look, it had like the gold. It was like completely white, but it had like the gold buttons and stuff on it, which is super cool. I should have gotten that one too, honestly. Remember I showed that one to you at the GameStop when we went to the
yeah,
GameStop
yeah. I
in
picked it up and held it. It was
Milwaukee.
awesome.
Yeah, it was one of yeah, that was and the grips on the back were fantastic. Mine doesn't have that. Mine kind of has some like grippy stuff on the top front of the grips on the handles though. It's kind of like to mimic the hexagon pattern of Master Chief's like armor. It doesn't really affect anything. I guess it helps a little bit with grips on like the inside of your like the palm area below your thumb. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so the only ones that have that the real grips like are the Lunar White controller and the Forza 6th edition controller, which is pretty cool. A lot of people don't have that controller, I don't think, but it's a pretty neat controller. And then these are going to be the newest ones with that. So I'm kind of hoping. Well, I think that these will have it. I'm not sure. I would guess so since they seem to be looking like they're designed right off the Lunar White one, with like the color inside buttons and stuff for the ABXY.
Yeah,
Looks very similar to a Lunar White. But I'm really hoping that all Xbox One controllers from now on will start coming out with those
I
grips. It
agree.
makes the controller feel a lot more premium, and my hands get so ridiculously sweaty. I'm like a sweaty nerd who like can't get a date and is just like sitting there like with Dorito sweat coming out of his hands, and it's not good. So I need more grip, Microsoft.
I
um,
agree.
for sure.
Cool, cool,
Um,
cool.
yeah.
I'm super pumped for those because Eric knows I'm in need of a new controller right now. Mine is barely hanging together with like duct tape.
Dropped yours off the side of a
I
sofa.
know. I need to go get a new one. Like, it's ridiculous. But anyway,
Your analog stick's awful.
I know it gets jammed up all the time. Like we were playing Battlefield the other day, and I
Mhm.
like looked to the right, and it got stuck, and I kept turning, and I rolled right past the guy to shoot him. And I was so pissed.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
I'm sure it did. It just sucks.
that's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Anyway, um, so just a little side piece of news here, nothing too big, but Halo Wars is backwards compatible for the Xbox One now.
This was a
That
couple
was
days ago
announced.
that became backwards compatible.
Say what?
It became backwards compatible a couple days ago.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. So I know Halo Wars is like pretty popular. Like,
Mhm.
is it a mini game? Would you say?
No. It's a full blown Halo release. It's just it's like a strategy RPG or not strategy RPG, just a strategy, real time strategy sort of thing. Or I guess I should say just strategy. But anyway, yeah, you kind of it's like you get like an overview of a map and you like position Spartans or Covenant forces and stuff and stuff like that. And you're basically like controlling stuff from above, like you're a commander putting stuff into
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
position to like hold out and beat missions, so it's pretty cool. I have it, so I can actually plug it in, I guess, now and play it. I might do that. I need to play through all the Halo games at some point or another.
Yeah, yeah, same here.
I've,
Got
I
that
mean I've
Master
beaten them
Chief
all. It's just,
Collection.
yeah, I've beaten them all. It's just I haven't played them in a long time.
Right, right. That's what we need to do since we both got Master Chief Collection. We never did go back and play all the
Hmm.
campaigns together. I mean, well, we did when we were younger. I remember you brought your 360 over to my house when we
That
like
was fun. Yeah,
binge played for a week straight, but
that was
beat them
awesome.
all legendary. That was awesome. Anyway, so moving on from that.
Yeah. So coming up next is BioShock Collection rated for Xbox One. This isn't an official announcement or anything. It's usually when these things go up for ratings to the ESRB though. It usually means that there's something coming down the pipeline for that game to be released. Anyway, it looks like it's going to include BioShock, BioShock 2, and BioShock Infinite. Um, so yeah, I mean, this has been rumored for a long time. I know, especially with PlayStation, I want to say that they've been having rumors about this. Um, I mean, I'm down for it. I thought they would make the others backwards compatible, honestly, too, which I wouldn't be opposed against either because that would save me some money. So, um, yeah, I mean, whatever happens, happens. Like, I probably won't go out and buy it day one, but it'll probably go on sale at some point. I might pick it up to play through that series.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool. I'd actually like to go back and play I don't think I played the last one. I played the first two, but I don't think I played the last one. So
Yeah, you did not play Infinite. That's post throwing the telephone through a TV. Oh, actually, let's have a little side note there. So for about let's say
God.
what were we 16, Alex?
Yep.
16 at the time.
No,
So
no,
let's
I
say
hadn't
we're
had a
six.
car because that would have been taken
Okay, all right. So
away.
we're like probably 14 or 15. Alex and I have been playing Xbox 360 together for multiple years, having so much fun and stuff. Well, Alex is a little angsty teen over here, right? And he decides that when he's up in his little gaming room or whatever, his mom calls him down for dinner. Well, 14-year-old Alex didn't want to stop playing his video game. So this is right after he had just bought like Battlefield and like Skyrim or something. He gets pissed at his mom on the phone, takes it, throws it on the ground. It bounces up, breaks through a 50-inch plasma display, and Alex no longer could play Xbox for about 4 years there until actually he just got an
No,
Xbox
yeah,
One
yeah, actually,
about a year
yeah.
ago.
When I moved out, that was when I got another
Yeah,
Xbox.
yeah. So it was there about 4 or 5 years there where I did not play with Alex
Yeah,
on Xbox, which was
that
awful.
was
But
really bad.
yeah, so
My
lessons were learned, mistakes were made.
yep. That was really bad. I
Man.
was freaking out. I remember walking down into the kitchen.
Oh,
I
dude.
wasn't even like,
No, you gotta tell them about when you called me first. So
oh
that.
yeah, dude. Oh yeah. So
So yeah.
immediately when I threw the control or the telephone to the TV, I was just like, after I got over like the oh shit moment, like
Mhm.
I reached out my phone and I picked up. I called Eric and I was like, because I think you were still on the mic, like the Xbox was still on, and
Yeah, I had no idea what
TV
happened.
TV was still working. So I ended up calling you, and so I was like, dude, Eric, I fucked up, man.
And I've gotten calls like this before from Alex. So like when he
This
says
is
it,
not
there's
the
always
first.
yeah, there's always something. the the John incident. We won't get into that
Oh
in this
god.
episode. But yeah, there's been a couple instances where I get the bro, I fucked up call. And it's always legit too. It's always like, oh
Yeah,
god damn it,
I'm
Alex.
not
But
the when it comes to the oh fucked up call. It's not the little boy who cried wolf. It's for real.
Alex is the king at the oh I fucked up call. So but yeah, I knew someone was up, and then as soon as that happened, I knew the good old days of playing with Alex on Xbox were over.
Yeah, but
And
I
what
remember.
did your parents make you do? They sell it?
Yeah, dude, they made me pack it up, and I remember selling it to some kid at school. I literally had to go
No,
deliver it to his house, to his front door,
that's great.
hand my Xbox off to him, and dude, I
Uh,
was so distraught. It was terrible.
damn,
Anyway,
that sucks. Didn't you make your parents pay for Xbox Live up until you just got a new one too?
supposed to keep that on the DL, but yeah, I kept my Xbox account on my dad's credit card. So I was 13. I didn't have any money, so he bought me Xbox Live, and it was on his credit card, so it just kept
Ooh,
rolling over for like 6
$60
years,
every year.
bro. Like 6 years.
So you charge your dad $360 for not doing
Yeah,
anything
and
essentially.
even when I moved out and I signed back into my
Mhm,
Xbox Live profile after 6 years, which is
mhm.
awesome. I think I still kept that on this count for like another year.
That's fantastic.
But anyway,
Such a boost. Oh man,
don't worry.
awesome.
I'm not the moocher. It's on my account now, so we're
Now that you got an actual job,
good.
yeah. All right, well,
Moving on from
moving over to Nintendo news. What do you think? Be good on
Nintendo.
Xbox?
Oh yeah.
So, all right, so cool. So, Nintendo Select games and prices are now available in the Nintendo eShop. Really cool, considering you get some great like Zelda games for 3DS and stuff for like half off now. Go check it out. We talked last episode about games that are part of that Nintendo Select now. So, if you want any more details on that, go check it out, or just literally type it in on your Google or Bing. Check it out. Upcoming event Pokemon for Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. Alex, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So for 2016 going up to like what, November, I believe. Um,
December, I believe. Yeah, I
December.
think it's
Okay.
throughout the entire rest of the
So
month.
you can pick up on Pokemon. Is it just Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, or is it X and Y as well?
It's X and Y as well. All sixth generation games,
Cool.
which is considered yeah, last two.
Yep. So event Pokemon are being given away every month for the or for the 2016 year for Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby, X and Y. So for this
Mhm.
month, I ended up doing this. I got a level 100 Celebi. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into your game and just go to the Nintendo Network and go to the mystery gift. It's on the title page before you actually go into the Pokemon game. So
Mhm.
what you're gonna do is you're just gonna receive the gift, and then you're gonna actually go into your save file in your game and go to the nearest Pokemon Center, and there will be a lady standing up there by the front desk that will give you your Pokemon that you got from the event.
Mhm.
So it'll be or I don't know how all of them are going to be. This Celebi that I got this month was level 100. Um, came with some.
They're all level
Oh,
100
okay, cool.
every month.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they all have their own move set. They're pretty cool. Um, so yeah, make sure you got a team of 5, otherwise you won't be able to pick it up. But so yeah, for the month of March, it was Celebi. Next month, I believe, is going to be Jirachi. So that's going to be cool. That's another mystery gift. And then I think the month after that is going to be Darkrai. So that'll be in May. And I think you have to go. So for this
No,
one,
yeah, you're right. Darkrai.
yep.
That's right.
And you're gonna have to actually go to GameStop to pick this one up. And so I don't really know how you do this. Eric, you know how to do
I
this,
mean,
right?
yeah. So, I mean, I'm not gonna get into like every single month this year because we'll do it as the podcasts come out. But yeah. So next month, April 1st, just go to Nintendo Network like you did for the Celebi this month and just download it. But yeah, for the card codes at GameStop, basically what you do is just walk into GameStop and say, hey, do you have the card codes for whatever Pokemon you're looking for? And they should have them. They ran out of Mew pretty quick because I mean everybody loves Mew, and it was like the first month they're doing that. Some of those cards have like $10 on eBay. It's crazy. I've actually got I got like 3 of them because they just handed them out to me. I was like, all right, whatever. So I have 2 games. So I put them on there. So I put one on X and then one on Omega Ruby as well. And so I've got 2 Mew level 100s, which is pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, you just walk in and ask for it. To go along with this, though, they are doing each month some more Pokemon specific stuff. Like it's kind of switching back between Toys R Us and GameStop every once in a while. So, for instance, this month, you have the Celebi mythical collection box, which is just like a Pokemon Generations pack where you get 2 Pokemon Generations pack, a Celebi promo card, and a Celebi pin. And each month for whatever Pokemon it is, it's the same deal. You get the 2 Generations packs, a promo card of that Pokemon of the month, and a pin of that Pokemon for the month. Those cost like $12 or something. It's not bad. You get a two. You can also buy a 2-inch Celebi figure and a Pokeball at Toys R Us this month. An 8-inch Celebi plush, which is Toys R Us this month. Those are probably sold out everywhere by now. They sold out in like the first couple of days. I got one though. And then download Celebi on Nintendo Network. April, exact same thing. It's Jirachi, so you get the Jirachi Mythical Collection box, a 2-inch Jirachi figure and ball at Toys R Us, 8-inch Jirachi plush at Toys R Us, and you can download Jirachi over Nintendo Network. May changes up, however, and like I said, I'm not going to go do it every month. I'll go up to May here. It's Darkrai figures and Mythical Collection boxes and plushes all at GameStop. And then you have to download the Darkrai through that card code given out at GameStop. These all start at the first of each month, so it's not like a mid-month thing. You get there May 1st, April 1st, March 1st, or whatever, and they have it all. However, March. So this just a couple days ago, they came out with the Charizard EX Red and Blue Collection Pack, which I have it sitting here right next to me. It comes with 4 generations packs, a Charizard EX promo card, and a Charizard EX figure, which is pretty cool. It's all 20th anniversary stuff if they have the generations packs in there. So those came out. Pretty cool stuff. I know our buddy Dash, who we'll probably have on next time. He's absolutely like super. He's super hyped about the generations packs. They're probably my favorite. They're kind of throwback packs to like the original series, so they're not like too ridiculous on how the art is drawn, and they look really really clean and just really professionally done, as Pokemon cards usually do. But yeah, that's all I pretty much got on that.
Cool. Yeah, definitely.
For sure. You should get into some Pokemon cards, Alex. They're pretty fun. Just the online application's pretty fun on your Surface. Even I sit in bed and play Dash sometimes.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah.
cool.
I saw you guys playing in it when you guys were up here. It looked pretty cool.
Hmm.
I'll check it out.
Sure. So I got some sad news now, unfortunately. So Eric Madale, I believe is how you pronounce that, creative director of Pokemon. He died in a freak windstorm accident in Washington State this past week. Um,
That's terrible.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's crazy though. So he was with his daughter apparently, and like I think a tree fell on him, and it's pretty awful, man. It's really messed up. But yeah, so thanks for all of his hard work throughout the with Pokemon being the creative director there. I mean that's a big job being a creative director. It's basically designing. It's like you're the mind behind what you're gonna do with Pokemon essentially. So, um, huge shout out to him, and I hope my thoughts are with him and his family, um, right now for sure. So yeah, that's all I got on that. So on that unfortunately lower note. We'll switch over to PlayStation news a little bit. Not a whole lot of stuff on here, but the stuff that is announced, we got some hardware information to talk about. So PlayStation VR was announced to launch in October for $399. Um, Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's the price of a system. But we'll have to see how this actually works. I would love to get my hands on this to really check it out. Before I've done that, I really haven't gotten to try out any virtual reality yet.
I haven't either. I'm
Um,
super pumped for it because I've always like dreamed about it.
mhm.
Like, oh, dude, it's gonna be super cool. And then here it is, and it's for an affordable price.
Yeah, it really is. It's not bad at all. I know Oculus Rift starts at like $600 or something insane like that. So this is much more affordable,
Yeah,
and it's PlayStation branded, which a lot of people like too. It'll probably work really well with the hardware.
definitely,
So I'm pretty
definitely.
excited about that for
I'm
sure.
I'm de-
And then
I'm super
yeah,
pumped for this. Gonna check that out.
yeah.
Cool. But yeah. So also another big uh PlayStation news. Um, the PS4 and a half is rumored to be released. So basically what this is basically it's gonna be a PS4, but it's gonna only display in 4K. So
Mhm.
that'll be cool. I mean, so you're talking about like graphics and art design is going to be
Mhm.
outstanding. Also, playing movies off your PlayStation is going to be looking really good too.
Mhm.
With this being said, brings up a lot of questions though. Um, does that mean like PlayStation is going to have 4K only games that are going to be only
I don't think
compatible
so.
for? I
No.
mean,
It'll be just like when you look on the back of a box, how it says compatible with 720p, 1080p.
and
They'll just have
4K.
like an added thing on there for 4K.
Yeah.
The thing I don't understand about this, and I was looking on Reddit, is like, all right, all right, that's great. You all want to get 4K games out there, but like we were saying earlier, how about we focus on getting 60 FPS on 1080p games first? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, if
definitely.
we're already talking about going 4K, what are we running 15 FPS? Like, no thanks.
Right, right.
Like, yeah. So I don't know. It's a cool idea. I think this is going to be honestly what I think this is going to be is just the next generation of hardware. So I don't think they're going to put this capability in the same box that PlayStation's already in. I mean, we're kind of up for a refresh of hardware. I think at this E3, I would guess that we would probably see a refresh of hardware. Like I don't know any inside information or anything on that. But I would guess we'll see some a refresh of hardware. So a
Yeah.
slimmer Xbox maybe, and then maybe 4K capability for each of the systems. Because if a lot of people don't remember, the Xbox 360 they didn't launch with the HDMI
No,
capability.
it didn't.
Only the second gen like only like the later generations besides like the first year started adding like HDMI like high def capability to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's kind of what this is going to be. It's like, okay, people are starting to buy 4K TVs. We'll give you the option to use it if you want. Um, and so, some people don't realize the PlayStation actually can do one thing in 4K right now, and that's you can view photos. So it's
Oh,
kind of
cool.
already there, but it does take a lot more power to output games and TV at 4K resolutions as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, cool news for sure, though. I'm excited about that competition between the hardware is fantastic for
Especially
everybody.
when it comes to
Um,
display, like that's always been like a huge
mhm.
uh competitive factor. Just all on the
Yeah.
display, graphics between games.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's cool. So
Yeah.
what you're saying is you don't think like you can like you're gonna be able to run like a PS4 and a half on like would you say my TV because I don't have a 4K TV, or are you gonna have to?
Oh yeah, no, you'll definitely be able to use them with like lower end TVs. It's just if you had a 4K TV, you would be able to run on that too. Like for instance, I actually have a 720p TV. It runs fine for me. It's a plasma, so the refresh rate's amazing on it. That's why I like it for gaming. But yeah, so I actually don't ever play games in 1080p.
Hmm.
So which is kind of surprising. It looks really good on my screen and all, but yeah, I'm not gonna drop the money in for a 1080p display. It's only like I think it's a 42-inch display, so it's not too huge where it looks bloated or anything.
Right.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. Like I was saying though, it's good competition. If like they start coming out with 4K, the Xbox community is gonna be like, hey, we want 4K too, and then it promotes Microsoft to start developing 4K stuff. So
Definitely.
I'm excited for competition between them too.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So is that all the news we got today,
That's all with
Alex?
the news. Let's talk about what we've been
Cool.
playing.
I'll let you go first, man.
All right, guys. So as most of us know, the Division got released this past week,
Mhm.
and unlike Eric, I have a totally different view on this game. So anyway, I picked it up the other day, probably last week, and I game share with Eric, so he got it. And so anyway, I think I've put like maybe like 15 hours into it so far, which is pretty awesome because I mean I spent like all day Friday, all day Saturday playing it pretty much. I have no life. But anyway,
Mm.
so it's kind of like a mix between Destiny and Gears of War. Like it's got the Gears of War gameplay, the shooting style and stuff like that, but it's got the Destiny leveling up features with the armor and the weapons and stuff like that. You have the white, green, blue, purple being rare and stuff like that, and also like upgrading your base and stuff like that is similar to a Destiny scene, which is cool because I love Destiny, and I really like Gears of War how third person shooting style is. So the story is not all that great in my opinion. I don't I mean the idea is cool, being um, the smallpox contagion mutated and uh, took out a whole city. I think the story's cool, but they didn't do a good job of pitching it. They didn't back it up. They didn't do a good job of leading people on to it, in my opinion. But as far as like the multiplayer goes, it's pretty much an MMO. So they have this thing called the Dark Zone for those of you who don't know, which is basically a PvP arena area.
Mhm.
So it's when you're gonna go into the center of Manhattan. It's where I forgot what they call it. I don't know. I forgot what it is in real life. It's not Madison Square Garden. It's not Hell's Kitchen. But anyway, I don't know.
Manhattan.
Yeah, probably.
Wait, what?
Um,
Wait, what was the question? Sorry, I missed out.
where the dark zone is in Manhattan, like
Oh, where specifically?
referencing,
Oh, my bad.
yeah, because
I just thought you were talking about where the
if you would
game
have
takes place.
played if you'd have played the game, you realize that sections of Manhattan are
Well, if I
labeled.
could get to Manhattan, Alex, that would be nice. So I'll be talking about that in a little bit.
Anyway, so yeah, it's super cool. The Dark Zone is awesome. So you're basically competing with other people for the best gear and weapons the game has to offer. So in the Dark Zone, you go in, you're gonna be killing people or killing yeah, you can kill people as well, but killing AIs that are going to be significantly higher level than you, depending on your level.
Mhm.
Um, and so they drop the most outstanding gear. Like it's literally like way better than any campaign mission can give you. So and then what you do is when you get that gear, it's contaminated. So in order to contaminate it, you have to take it to these extraction sites and basically get it helicopter lifted out of there, to be screened for decontamination. So different extraction sites are set up throughout the map, and they're changing all the time. So it's basically like a race to get through there. And it's kind of funny because people can tell when you're holding loot because you're like a little virus contamination bag hangs off your backpack. So if you're walking up behind somebody and you see that they have loot, you can just cap them in the back of the head, steal their loot, and go to the extraction site. So that's what makes it really
Or
hard.
you guys can team up and share the loot, right?
Nope.
No, yeah. If you're in a group of people, like a official group or something, like you
Yeah,
can like
like if
join
me
people
and
on
you were
there.
like playing together, yeah. But I mean, I haven't played with anybody yet. I've only been
I
soloing it.
I w- I swear I heard that if you like I haven't gotten there yet, but I swear I heard if you like got up to someone and like you can like join up
You
basically,
can,
like
yeah, yeah.
and then you share stuff, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know completely. I haven't tried that out yet. This is just going off what I've played as. But so anyway, so yeah, you get to the extraction sites. You get your gear extracted out there by helicopter, and then you can go back to the campaign or regular story mode, and you can use it. And oh, you can also use it in the dark zone as well. Um, but so yeah, it's pretty awesome. I like the game. The gun mechanics are cool. Crafting is
Mm.
cool. The upgrades and abilities are cool. So yeah, if Eric would quit being a little girl and actually put some time and effort into the game, but
Right,
it's not his
right.
fault.
That's the issue. That's the issue. All right, Alex, are
Anyway,
you
that's my
done
take.
standing on your soapbox? All right,
Yep.
awesome. So this is Eric's take. The game don't work.
Simple
So
as that. It does not work.
I got on yesterday and I guess the day before or whatever, and I played through to the point where you're transferring from Brooklyn over to Manhattan, like main Manhattan, and there's a cutscene, and where you play through like a 20-minute mission. There's a cutscene, and then you are supposed to be transferred to Manhattan to get your own place. Start actually playing the main game. The whole Brooklyn area is kind of like a trial and kind of a tutorial area. Anyway, so after this cutscene comes about, the cutscene ends like halfway, and I get this error called Mike 022,
Fuck you, Mike.
and there's actually a subreddit called F Mike, where people just go on and just like talk crap about the Mike error, so yeah, and the thing is, the worst part about this is absolutely ridiculous. My assistant manager at work said this happened to her as well. So it basically kicks you out of the servers. You join back in. You have to replay through that level to get back to the point where it'll let you get to the cutscene. And then the worst part is, after you play through that level, it remembers that you got to the cutscene at some point, but it won't tell you how to get back there. It basically kind of like expects you to remember it, which is absolutely retarded. So like I was walking around like trying to find out how to get to the Brooklyn Bridge or whatever forever, trying to reactivate this cutscene, and it just like wasn't happening at all. And I finally found it after a few times. So, and then guess what? Hello, there's Aaron Mike again. Eric replays the mission about 3 times before he's about to throw the controller through the TV like Alex did back when he was 14. And so I got really pissed and I just said, screw it, go back to Forza. I don't care.
Yep.
And it's
I was playing with you when you were trying to do that, and I remember
mm-hmm.
thinking this is total bullshit. While you were going
Yeah, because we just wanted to play together,
right.
man.
Right.
And you know what? It's not a huge deal for me. I've got other games to play.
Right.
I do, and I didn't pay for this game. Thank you, Alex. But
I
I did
my
not pay for this
money's
game.
worth.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting your money's worth and all. That's great. But I'm not getting my money's. I guess I am
You're
getting
not
my
getting
money's
your
worth.
share
Free.
worth.
But yeah, I'm not getting like it's not worth my time essentially. And the thing is though, but the thing is, if I would have bought this myself, or if I was Timmy 12-year-old who spent his his month of allowance or whatever on this, I would be so pissed, man. When I was younger, I used to buy. I'm very very careful with the games I buy and stuff. And I make sure that they're gonna work and I'm gonna enjoy them and play the crap out of them. But I would be so upset if I did my research on this and I was like, oh man, the reviews are good and stuff. Yeah, there's a few errors out there. Hopefully they don't happen to me. And then I get those errors. I'd be so upset, man. Not being able to play with my friends and stuff. Because that's what this game's all about. It's like teaming up and doing missions together.
Yeah, if you're playing it by yourself, it's not gonna be near as fun as it is with other people. And honestly, I've been playing by myself the whole time through the game, and I've been having a blast. So I can't even wait till Eric actually makes it through the first mission, and so we can start.
Oh, hey, when we finish this podcast, I'm hopping on.
Oh yeah, we're gonna play some solid hours.
But, yeah, so I'm pretty pumped about that. But yeah, that's pretty much my experience with it. I'm not saying it's oh, this game's over, never playing it again. Yeah. I'm just saying maybe they need to get their crap together.
I agree.
For a big
the game has been out for a couple weeks now, and none of that stuff has been fixed, or I haven't heard anything from Ubisoft saying that we were working on this. So that is kind of a letdown. So for all of you who are debating buying it, in my opinion, I would hold off. Maybe a couple more weeks until they work out some of the bugs.
Yeah, I agree.
But because it is worth it, it is a good game. The sales records have been broken for a reason. Definitely give it a try.
For sure. Cool. And do you have any other games you've been playing recently, or is that pretty much it for you?
That's pretty much it. I believe this week we're gonna have a lot to talk about with the Automatron DLC and the Star Wars Battlefront DLC coming out. So we'll tackle that next week.
Cool. I've got so besides my Division stuff, I've been playing some more Forza still. Still, I'm really, really liking that game, man. It's a great.
I
The
always see
mechanics
you
are so
playing
good.
it.
We got the Need for Speed Rivals game at work, and I've been playing through that. God, Need for Speed mechanics just feel so crappy to me now. I mean, I understand it's an arcade sort of racer, but I mean, you're going like 150 miles an hour. You tap the handbrake, and you like stop in like 10 feet. I'm like, give me a break, man. I want some realism here. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just really, really enjoying the mechanics. That the sound design and just the mechanics itself. You hit a puddle, your car drags really hard to the right or left, whatever side you hit the puddle on. It's really, really cool and well done. Besides that, though, I've actually been playing Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 3DS. Really, really fun. Um, I'm only like on the second temple or whatever on there. So I never really got around to playing Majora's Mask on N64. So I'm really happy playing through it right now. 3DS is definitely my favorite handheld like ever. There's so many good games out there. You need to finish up Pokemon X. I mean, didn't you say you played another gym through that on the
I
other?
did. I played through the second gym, so
Cool. So
slowly tearing away at it.
yeah, that's good. That's good. But yeah, so I'm not sure if I mentioned this. I bought a Nintendo 3DS, a new Nintendo 3DS. Excuse me. I got the Pokemon 20th anniversary edition, which is like super rare now. It's impossible to find. But I'm really, really happy with that. I actually got an open box. Some kid returned it after like 3 days, and it was in still great condition and stuff. So I picked that up, and they gave me like 10% off of it, which is cool. And I just picked up some new faceplates, some Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire faceplates of like Kyogre and Groudon, which I'll have to send pictures to you, Alex. It's super cool, man.
Heck
When you
yeah,
see this, you're probably going to go get a new 3DS because they look awesome.
that does
Um,
sound awesome.
then I did something a little crazy. So I was on like Reddit, right, and looking at new 3DS stuff, and someone posted a Groupon deal for $199. They wanted you, or they wanted for the Hyrule Legend or Zelda Hyrule Edition new 3DS XL, which I have the regular 3DS, but the XL is a lot bigger. So I was like, oh man, $200. That's a really good deal. And I was thinking about it, and I went through the comments section, and some nice Redditor posted a $50 off coupon code. So 25% off coupon code on um on the device. So
Heck
I was like,
yeah.
all right, $150 for a brand new XL. These things sell for like 280 as it is on eBay. So I really didn't like it. I could sell it off. I really wanted to, make back my money for the system.
Right.
So I picked it up, and so now I've got two 3DSs, and the other one's just sitting there not open. Still not sure which one I'm going to keep though. So I really like the swappable faceplates on the Pokemon one, and I'm a huge Pokemon guy, so I might be keeping that one honestly. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But that's honestly all I've got for games this week. I picked up some new, like I said, mentioned earlier, some like Pokemon card stuff and some new pop figures for Fallout. They came out with some new pop figures, which are awesome at GameStop.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, dude, you've got to get into pop figures. It's so addicting. It's fun to just like put them around your house.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. My place is kind of small, so.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But
Well, that's all I've got, man. You got anything else?
nah, that's all I got for this week.
Cool.
Lots of
Let's go.
news. Next week, hopefully,
Mhm.
we won't wait as long to throw out another show. We, like Eric was saying at the
Yeah.
beginning of the show, we were having some issues. We're still pretty new at this. So working out the bugs and the kinks.
Hmm.
But we're enjoying it. We're
Awesome.
loving coming in, just giving you guys some news. So tell us what you think. Give us feedback to whatever.
Yeah. So ways to give us feedback are obviously I would love it if you guys can send us tweets at our Twitter account, which is it's at ADHD podcast. That's it. ADHD podcast. Send us tweets. Follow us on Twitter. Happy to do shout outs. So we're just starting out here, so we're happy to have any guests on that want to join, or we read back any feedback or anything like that
Yeah,
on the
definitely.
air. We have a SoundCloud page. Just type in ADHD gaming, should pop up. Gmail, if you want to do like a listener mail sort of thing, which we would really like to start doing, email us at adhdgamingpodcast@gmail.com. It's once again adhdgamingpodcast@gmail.com. That can be either feedback or just conversation pieces. If you're like you want to write us a little essay on games you've been playing and what you think about what's going on in the gaming community or whatever, I'd be happy to read it all out on the air for you, for real. And then if you want to join join in and have more conversation about it, I'll be happy to send you an invite to the show, and we can all talk about it as a group. It'd be awesome. We have a Google Plus page. If any of you use that, it's ADHD Gaming. And then obviously, we're still looking for more iTunes feedback. That's the easiest way for us to gain popularity. If you give us 5 stars, we'll give you a little shout out at the end of the show each day, at the end of the show each week. So feel free to rate us on iTunes.
Yeah, we'll also do shout outs on iTunes. Did you already say that?
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
Okay, cool.
Listen up, boy.
Sorry, I'm zoned out.
No, you're good. You're good.
I have ADHD. So sorry.
Yeah, that's why we got it, man. ADHD. So anyway, yeah. Thanks for listening. Alex, you got anything else to say? Are we good to go?
Come play with us on Xbox. That's it.
For sure. Yeah, my gamer tag is Eric1220, and Alex, you are
DJ Babybird00.
DJ Babybird00. Okay, so God, I still don't understand it. So cool. Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining us for this March 20th, 2016 podcast. This has been show number 3 of the ADHD Gaming Podcast. Have a good night.